Hello and welcome to this new video in the SQL section. In this video, we will learn about the delete operations on a table. Let's get started. For the same, I'll be using the backup table which we created earlier in the previous video, or you can use any other table also, that's fine. But again, keep in mind that this table is going to be modified. Just like update, the delete operation is going to delete the rows. So don't do this again on your actual table, use it on a backup table. So here we are. Let's see. Now, the statement that we are interested to learn is delete. So you just say delete from table name. Be very careful. If you run this statement, what is going to happen is, it is going to empty your entire table. Look at this. So your entire table is gone, and that's why I said that do these operations update and delete on your backup tables. All right. The first thing that you have to understand is there is difference between delete and dropping a table. At times, you might use them interchangeably, but be very careful when you code things. So to permanently remove a table from your database is nothing but a drop table operation. So when you hit a drop table command or execute it, it removes your table and in entirety. No longer that table will exist. But delete is different. When you say delete from table name, it will remove the rows from your table, but the table will still be there physically. All right. In this case, it's an empty table. Now, why all the rows were deleted is because just like update, we didn't specify any condition over here, and that is the only reason. So keep in mind, be very careful. For update and delete, write your where clauses first and don't be in a hurry to run them. What I'll do is, let us drop this table and we'll recreate it. So I'll say select star into table name from dim product. All right. So this you have to be very careful. Now I want to delete specific rows. So all you got to do is add your where clause. So I'll say where color is equal to red. So when you write this way, look at that. You end up only deleting those specific rows. Now the possibilities again in where are endless, and we're not going to see all of them because you know them. And time to verify now. So we'll say select star from dim product table. And there you go, 43 rows. And if you select the color column, you'll not be able to see any red color over there. With the where clause, you have the freedom, as I said, write and or whatever one column, single column conditions as you want. All right. So delete statement gives us two things, two choices. Either I can delete specific rows by inserting or adding the where clause, or I can also do the entire table by doing a delete. And this is one way of deleting records. There is also another way to delete the records. And what is that? That statement is called as truncate table name. So these are two different ways to do it. So if that's the case, we immediately have to also ask ourselves, what is the difference between both? The difference is that truncate cannot accept a where clause. Let us run this. Truncate cannot accept a where clause. It is designed to just empty the table. You run this, command completed successfully. Look at that. So one fundamental difference you will understand if anyone asks you, how can you delete the rows in a table? So you can start by saying in a very precise manner, you can answer this, and it will also explain your understanding how deep you know this. You can say there are two ways. One is by the delete statement and another is truncate table. Even before you cross questions, you can say delete can delete both the rows, it can empty the entire table, or it can delete specific rows by adding where clause. However, truncate table only can empty the entire table. It doesn't have a where clause. And truncate is faster. The reason is because it deletes the table in one go, whereas delete is like row by row the deletions happen. We'll talk about much more differences, but for now these are the ones. And this is one of the most basic fundamental questions which can be asked to you. You should be aware about it. So the only thing is truncate doesn't have a where clause. Fine. Now let's understand a typical behavior of delete and truncate statement on a table which has an auto increment set. So if you recall, in a couple of videos earlier, we had created this employees auto increment table. And if you see, we had this data. We set the auto increment by using identity 1, 1. So what is the impact is that when you run the command, when you insert any new row, it will automatically assign a value to the ID. That's what we know. Let us try running a delete statement on top of this. For example, I say delete from this table, and I say where employee ID is equal to 2, for example. So you run this and you verily know now it will delete one record. Let us select. So that's gone. And now I'll insert a row and then run it. So now what will happen? It will not reset your identity feature. So if you were expecting that, yes, the next value should have been 2, no, that's not possible. So this is one thing that you will remember. The delete operation doesn't reset your identity column. You can also run on entire table. Look at that. And now if I run and insert on top of this, it won't start from 1. That is one thing you will remember. But if I run a truncate on this, what will happen? Truncate table. Okay, it's empty now. Let me run this. Observe this carefully. So I insert a value and now it starts from 1. This is the second difference that you can explain also while appearing for interviews, and also understand this, that what impact a delete and truncate can have. And there is a reason to it, which we'll come to that later on. We'll talk about that much more in detail. But for now, these are the two differences that you will remember in terms of delete and truncate. Delete can have a where clause, truncate cannot. Delete doesn't reset the identity back to the original whatever 1 or whatever is being set. But truncate will reset your identity or auto increment value back to 1 or whatever is set. That's it for now on delete and truncate. We'll talk about more differences as our reach increases in future. See you in the next video.